I'll watch some TV. It'll help me to relax!
Welcome back to the Ren and Stimpy recap. Last week we talked about to salve and salve not, and today we are taking a look at No Pants Today.
And with these hands, I hold the fate of millions.
So this title card is decent. I like the imagery and I like the background and how it contrasts with the font and art. I think it looks good. The music is pretty fire as well.
Joy, joy, happy.
What do you know? We start with another new house. Yet another one. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what's going to happen in this episode. Looking at the title, I'm not even sure if I ever saw this episode. Maybe I missed it. I have no memory of an episode called No Pants Today.
Ren?
So after taking a shower, Stimpy can't find his pants, and Ren is not of much help, or he actually is, because he's reminding Stimpy that he doesn't wear pants.
Shut up, you fool! You're a cat! You don't have any pants! I'm trying to sleep, so keep quiet!
Stimpy gets chased outside by Ren and is now naked in the garden. I don't even remember any time the two had a garden, to be honest, so at least this new house brings some new, story possibilities with it. This is really confusing. I'm guessing they are sharing a garden with the Pipe family here. I think this is Mr. Pipe, or no, not Mr., Mrs. Pipe. I think it's her. She is about to give Stimpy a pair of pants, but freaks out when she notices that he is naked.
Egg! A naked cat! Honey, make it go away!
You there!
Yeah, I got it right. Mr. and Mrs. Pipe are appearing like every other episode now, which I'm honestly fine with. Mr. Pipe starts chasing Stimpy down with the water hose for being naked, while himself also looking very much like he is naked.
I'm safe.
Stimpy escapes into a tree and thinks he is safe when Victor, the bully from A Visit to Anthony, pulls up with a chainsaw and starts sawing down trees.
It's Victor, the neighborhood sadist. Adios, tree.
Stimpy is hiding down in the tree stump but gets discovered by Victor. Then we see his underwear on screen as Stimpy tries to take them. Okay.
No, we can make a trade. But I'm naked. I have nothing to trade.
Victor says Stimpy can have his underwear if he gets to punch Stimpy in the stomach, and then reveals that he has a professional bullying license. Stimpy agrees.
Gonna hurt. Happy, joy.
Okay, this scene is definitely reused animation. It's a really quick one, so I don't really mind it. When it's just a few seconds of an episode, it feels more like a callback than a lazy excuse for runtime. Wish I could say the same about some of the segments we have seen recently. Okay, now I remember this episode. To be honest, nothing in the first minutes rang a bell, but I do know this plot of them going for a ride in Victor's dad's car. And I know how it ends.
Who's the punk, son?
Oh, he's just a stupid cat I promised my underwear to.
That's so crazy out of context. It's pretty crazy with context as well. I really like the voice acting here, especially the dad. He has a really cool voice.
That's not the Christmas underwear your mother embroidered, is it?
Victor breaks his promise as he can't give away the underwear his mom got for Christmas. Thankfully, Victor's dad had to change underwear anyway, since it's June, so he tells Stimpy that he can have his.
That's right. Jump for daddy.
You promised.
Poor Stimpy. This is such a mean episode. Reminds me of that one terrible SpongeBob episode that did a similar plot like 15 years after this. I compare this show to SpongeBob a lot.
You happy? Good. Now get out!
Stimpy gets his underwear and then gets thrown out of the car with the rope tied around his underwear. I first thought that they were gonna like drag him behind the car, but no, it's not tied to anything. So that's at least good for Stimpy, since this is what happens next. It's crazy, like, just, I think yesterday, or the day before that, I got a video in my YouTube recommendations titled Victor's Dad Drives Off a Cliff. I really need to catch up with the show because this channel's YouTube recommendations is 90% just clips from episodes I haven't seen yet. Things are not looking well for Stimpy. Or actually, I mean, he got his underwear at least.
I'm beat up, dirty, and lost in the woods. But I've got my pants!
Once again, these coming 4 minutes I have no recollection of. All I knew was the car scene, and now I'm lost again, which is fun. Hopefully there is greatness here that I forgot.
All right, buddy. Reach for the sky. Don't turn around. Now hand over your underpants.
Okay, this scene I remember for the exact same reason I remember the scene of Victor's dad driving off a cliff. I saw the clip on YouTube. Kind of getting spoiled.
This thing hasn't been milked in 2 weeks. It could go off at any second. Ah!
Stimpy loses his underwear to this other bandit, and we get a fun detailed shot of the bowl, followed by a detailed shot of his other in underwear. The cow is nice about the whole robbing thing though, and helps him on his way by knocking him into the deep dark forest. This scene is fantastic. I often talk about the mood and vibe of scenes like this, and that's because this show really knows how to pull it off. Stimpy's walking through the deep dark forest with this great silhouette-esque view of him, and then we get some crazy designs of animals with clothes that are shaming Stimpy for being naked.
Filthy little monkey. Dirty little boy.
This whale is terrifying. One of my favorite character designs of the whole show so far. Stimpy starts running as animals corner him, and then we get a closer look at some of the designs. They are all great. Animals with clothes just look funny, and then we get some of the best detailed shots ever.
Where's your pants? Where's your pants? Where's your pants? Where's your pants? Where's your...
It's so crazy, I don't remember any of this. I have been talking about how much I like the detailed shots since I'm pretty sure at least Robin Hoek, and now we get 3 fantastic ones back to back. I'm enjoying watching this so much right now. The animals run away when this gigantic bear walks up to Stimpy. We get another great detail shot that I wish we could have seen in its entirety, because it like pans here, similarly to the cow before, so we get different frames of the shot. Like there is a detail shot, but the camera pans, so we never get the full view.
You're as naked as the day you was born. Where's your doggone clothes?
The bear shames Stimpy for being naked as well. Stimpy tells him he doesn't want to be naked and that he wants to wear clothes. And this helpful bear gives him a squirrel to cover himself, which just looks very weird. We get some more animal designs and Stimpy is on his way again.
That's what happened, Ren. How many times have I told you? You're a cat. You don't need pants.
Ren has really been the most rational character this episode. Ren pulls out a gown for Stimpy to wear, he even got one for the squirrel. Then we get this shot of them all, they look great. And that's how the episode ends.
Let's go down to the mod shop and show off our new outfits. Okay, guys?
So this episode, I have no idea how this is the episode so far I forgot the most about. Not only did it have some of the best visuals I have seen so far, but it had a really intriguing journey for Stimpy. The story had many different plot points and honestly felt like a special. I'm kind of surprised they didn't drag this out to be a special like they did with some other episodes, but I'm guessing now that games have taken over, that is not needed as much because they, are at least doing the bare minimum and not missing deadlines by a year. But I'm impressed by just how much happened in this episode. The whole Victor and his dad car ride thing, which was all I remembered from the episode, was something I thought was like its own episode. I thought that was the plot of an entire episode, but no, it was not even a third of this episode. The cow robbery was its own little scene, the Mr. and Mrs. Pipe part, the deep dark forest. I'm very impressed by this one. Comedy-wise, it wasn't great. I don't think anything here made me laugh out loud, but it kind of makes sense since Ren is the one that most of the time gets me laughing, and he was in this episode for barely a minute. And we also gotta talk about that. This is a Stimpy episode. Our second one that focuses on him, and what a step up from the Littlest Giant this was. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Fun facts. This episode had an alternate title, which was Stimpy That Dirty Little Naked Boy. It was changed for unknown reasons to No Pants Today, which, thank you. Imagine someone asking you what your favorite episode is and you have to say Stimpy That Dirty Little Naked Boy. No. All in all, a surprisingly good episode. Join me next week where we are taking a look at...
Goodbye, folks.